Yeah, I'm here with Professor Edward Deci, and just had a presentation here on the Svensk idrottspsykologisk konferens och GHs 200-årsjubileum. Maybe just short, I think it's better than you, short presentation of yourself.
I'm a psychologist. My field is human motivation. So what I spend my time doing is research on human motivation. One of the nice things about motivation is that it's relevant to pretty much every aspect of life. So that means I get opportunities to talk to a lot of interesting people. I talk to groups of doctors, I talk to groups of coaches, I talk to groups of parents, I talk to teachers. We do consulting around virtual worlds and video games. The motivational work is relevant to the sustainability in the face of global warming. It's really across all the domains of life. People are interested in issues of motivation, and so that gets us to various places, such as here today, with people who are really interested in sports.
Yeah. So the first question, or the second question, is that extrinsic motivation, that maybe your motivation about getting medals or winning championships, and that it's basically, when I grow up and when athletes grow up, they all a lot of talk out in the practical work is about medals, winning things. And how do you see about that? Should we stop with giving athletes medals?
As far as I'm concerned, the thing about athletics that's really important is, do you find it fun and interesting? Is this something you like doing for yourself? And insofar as it is, you're going to come to it in a different place than if your mind is on, oh, I really want to win a medal or make a lot of money, and this is going to be how I'm going to do it. When you're thinking about those kinds of what we call extrinsic rewards, instead of just being present for the game, for the activity itself, it's going to put you in an altogether different place. And what we find is that when people are competing to make money or they're doing it to win medals, they're less effective at it and less, their performance is less effective than if they're doing it because they're just really present and interested in this activity at this moment. And also we find that the more they're focused on money and medals and other kinds of things, the less psychologically healthy they are, that it actually has negative mental health consequences to stay focused on those kinds of things of medals and rewards. It's unfortunate that the media gets so into it, and that's what so much of the emphasis is about. For me, sports are about having fun. And so if I'm raising kids or coaching some 8-year-olds playing baseball or 14-year-olds playing football or lacrosse or whatever it happens to be, what I want to do is encourage them to just get into the game itself, for itself, and for the experience that you're having while doing it.
Thank you. And to translate that, maybe because the thing you said, extrinsic motivation, and it actually, how do you think if people working with sports psychology, like applied, and for example, there can also be extrinsic motivation, motivated by money or fame, or
you mean the coaches or
the
consultants?
The consultants, exactly. And how do you think that would be a worse in consultant compared to
Well, we all need to make a living.
Yeah,
that's true. We go to our job, whatever it happens to be, and maybe you're an athletic consultant, and that's what your job is. Fine. Okay, so you're doing that for that reason. I mean, you're not necessarily doing it for that reason, but you are getting paid to do that job, and that allows you to live. Okay, that's fine. The difficult thing, or the unfortunate thing with respect to money, is when people get the idea that this is a good way to motivate other people, so that coaches or parents use monetary rewards or other kinds of rewards as a way of motivating people, they're getting on the wrong track. Because the nature of the motivation that results when somebody's doing an activity in order to get a reward or a medal or a whatever, even the approval of their parents, it's a kind of motivation that's not nearly as effective as people doing the activity because it's interesting and personally important for me. What we want to be doing, and so consultants, they just need to rise above the fact that they're getting paid for this. Okay, I'll get a check sometime, but it's not relevant to me now. What's relevant to me now is to be present with you. If I'm consulting to you, I need to be here with you, interested in you, responsive to you, and supporting you to learn how to relate, for instance, to your athletes in a more effective way.
Great. And the last question is that you're also a bit of a performer, even though I don't know if you talked about doing the sports, but you're not doing sports in a professional way, right?
No, I certainly am not. No. Not in a professional way, that's for sure.
But anyway, you actually flew here.
My mother did.
Okay.
My mother was a professional basketball player.
Okay, nice.
70 years ago.
Okay. But anyway, you flew here and you had a presentation. And that is a performance. So in what way do you use the self-determination theory in order to make a good presentation? It's
all about being present. It's about being here now. You know, I sometimes, I teach, of course, at a university, and sometimes I have a particular lecture scheduled for Thursday at 2 o'clock or whatever it is, and when the time comes, I'm really focused on other things. There's some big thing has just occurred in my lab or whatever, and my mind is there, and it's hard, you know, to go and do this other thing. And what I have to do in the process is I'm literally getting out of the lab or wherever I was and walking over to the lecture hall is to just quiet down, come to a place where I'm more centered, to be present in my breathing, to just try and get to the place so that when I walk into that room, I am there ready to make contact with the people who are sitting in front of me. And that it's just altogether different when you're really present. And so I came here to do this. This was easy. I just got up this morning and came here. It's what I was here for. It was interesting. The topic, the people who are here were interesting. I met with the Olympic Committee yesterday, for instance, and so I was thinking about these kinds of things, and so it was easy to do this morning. I just stood up and I'm here, ready to talk. But when I'm not, when it's intruding on something else, then I just have to work with myself to quiet down, to get present, to think about what I want to be conveying today so that I can be in a place to relate. Great. A bit of what Frank Bonn talked about as well. The approach. Thank you very much for your time and for your really nice presentation. Have a safe trip back home. I will. Thank you.